Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. Today we will talk about the China's mega project of energy. The video is going to be very interesting. So watch till end and don't forget to subscribe our channel for more informative and interesting videos. Let's get started. What powers cars and heat rooms in winter? What keeps enormous factories operating fast? Today, we'll explore how energy is fueling China's rapid economic growth and the hurdles that must be overcome to keep the country moving under pressure to protect the environment. A team of engineers is investigating the Gobi Desert in northwest China for massive energy reserves. The Chinese have committed billions of dollars to establish facilities in this parched inland area beside the desert to manufacture this high-quality, high-heat coal. Today, coal powers almost half of China's economy. This is one of China's open-cast mines, and the coal is high quality, and the seams are thick, up to 30 meters thick. Of course, the upper layer of rock must be removed before the blasting team can detonate, but before they do, they must finish checking their electronic detonators. As usual, UN personnel visited the blasting location to assess the consequences. Because coal is China's main energy source, it's crucial to use it efficiently. Building massive power plants near coal fields cuts transportation costs and keep pollutants in rural areas far from cities. The west of China has large coal reserves, but it lacks water, which makes cooling these power plants difficult. Today, one long-term maintenance work will build a thermal power plant in a desert, which was previously impossible because a traditional thermal power plant needs so much water to cool the boiler. China has identified a way to create big desert thermal power plants. Passive cooling towers bring cooler air from the base over an array of radiators as heated air rises from the top. Someone Long's task is to clean roughly 1 million square meters of radiators with as little water as possible. Since this sort of passive cooling tower does not require significant water, it may be built in the desert. China intends to build more huge power plants near western China's coal reserves to transform coal into electricity and send it east on the world's largest energy transmission network. Today, the project begins a new phase, installing the conductors at the foot of Tower 323 and joining them high in the air. The world's longest and highest voltage power transmission line starts in the far west of China's jungle basin. It runs for 3,324 kilometers across deserts, mountains, and canyons to the densely populated east in 8 years. China has developed over 30,000 km of high voltage lines to create the world's largest energy transmission network to improve efficiency. The world's highest 1.1 megavolts high voltage line can carry 80,000 tons of coal over 3,000 kilometers daily to ensure seamless transmission. Perfectly connecting 20,000 conductor joints first, the outer wires are stripped back to expose the steel core. Then, the two ends of the steel core are inserted into a metal sleeve, and a hydraulic clamp presses hard on the sleeve to hold the two sections of steel cable firmly together. Finally, a larger sleeve is used to connect the outer wires. The procedure seems simple, but doing it 100 meters up in the air with everything swaying in the breeze requires concentration and a head for heights. Workers must hold two ends of the cables carefully and avoid damaging the conductors while dealing with the 5-ton tensile drag on the cable. China has struggled to produce deep-sea oil and natural gas resources, but this new ship may change if its innovative equipment works as intended. No wind or waves arrive, Captain Jian must search for another storm, and the teacher assumes the worst. Dow's newest weather forecast prompts navigator's captain to pick a new test site. After a night cruise, the ship arrives, and the test begins. Sound equipment is essential for accurate underwater operations. The approach power compensator system keeps the engineering ship in a fixed geographical position against flowing currents and heavy seas by instantly starting the corresponding thruster when waves drive the ship off. However, when the waves lift, the ship rolls or the thrusters alone are insufficient. The high-power crane can lift to 400 tons as the ship rises and falls in the swell. It automatically recognizes the speed and direction of the movement and reacts quickly by retracting or paying out its cable lines or moving its lifting arm. Take a cape, and you'll utilize this correctly. Conditions tests must last all night. The 400-ton test box only moves slightly despite the surging waves, well within the control range, and everyone is pleased with the result. With the advancement of deep-sea engineering technology, humanity has taken another step in acquiring resources from the oceans. The energy stored in the deep sea is beyond imagination. A research crew departs by helicopter for an offshore platform 2 hours later, arriving at Blue Whale 1, the world's largest deep-sea operations station, which has been in the sea for several months. The burn-off may look routine, but it's a world first. China is the first to mine fire ice from the seafloor. Fire ice, also known as combustible ice, is a common name for methane hydrate, a flammable solid in which methane is trapped in a water crystal structure. It was thought to exist only in space, but it has been found in extraordinary quantities on Earth below the seabed, where it forms the world's largest fossil fuel reserve. China has sunshine but little water. The brightness of the sunshine and the number of hours it shines to make it a perfect site for solar arrays, but maintenance experts must start work early. The array's fundamental components are these mirrors. When the sun rises over the Gobi Desert at 7 a.m., more than 20,000 mirrors precisely reflect the light to the top of a tower, where molten salt absorbs the heat and sends it down to the plant, where water is turned into steam to spin the turbines and generate energy. This method of generating electricity uses solar energy without fuel or emissions. However, as the sun moves, if the mirrors are slightly off, there won't be enough energy to heat the salt on top of the tower. China created a computer-controlled sunshine tracking system for this tower-type photothermal power plant. The 20,000 mirrors reflect sunlight to the tower's top when the weather is right, but there are other ways to turn photons into volts nearby. China has 70 million kilowatts of solar power capacity, 1/5 of the world's total. More ways to use solar energy will alter the world. China's rapid development of clean energy indicates its true desire to improve its energy structure, but there are more emission-free energy sources to be tapped into. Wind energy is often harvested more reliably at sea, but the harsh environment has posed serious challenges to the installation and maintenance of the turbines. Previously, turbine generators were assembled on land and then ferried to their operating sites by semi-submersible vessels for final erection, a costly, slow, and resource-intensive process. Today, offshore wind is looking more and more like the future. The innovative clamping system gives the operator the exact blade position and hub connection. Not 3 hours later, the rotor blade is installed. This new method will dramatically reduce installation costs and boost China's offshore power generation industry. Science and technology drive energy development and a mixed-source energy policy. The world's most advanced nuclear power unit is being prepared for operation on a remote peninsula in eastern China. The nuclear reaction generates immense heat, turning water into high-pressure steam to power generators. The reactor unit powers a nuclear power station. Before operating, this nuclear power unit meets the world's strictest safety criteria. Multiple safety inspections must be done. Engineers test a 3-story safety door. It's built of aircraft materials like the safety door. Nearly 30% of plant components are designed for safety. The nuclear fuel has been ready in the fuel bin before loading, stored at the highest level of security, and more than 100 fuel units required to drive the plant are already in the fuel bin below this floor. Hallelujah! This energy source has 2.5 million times the energy density of coal. The mechanical arm grasps the nuclear fuel assembly, which comprises 264 metal tubes filled with nuclear fuel before startup. The operation is repeatedly rehearsed for 4 hours a day to ensure that everything will run smoothly when the plant starts working for real. Nuclear plants run on nuclear fission, which releases powerful but dangerous radioactive energy by splitting atomic particles. Chinese scientists stunned the scientific community with a 100-second film on July 5, 2017. So this was all about the mega energy projects of China. Hope this video was much informative for you. For more such type of videos, check out our channel and don't forget to subscribe it. Please like and share our videos with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.